Hi everyone, let's understand regenerative Rankine cycle with feed water heaters in this lecture. We have understood the limitations of ideal regenerative Rankine cycle in the previous lecture. So here the limitations are the ideal regenerative Rankine cycle was not practically acceptable since the reversible heat transfer which takes place in the turbine casing between the steam and the condensate doesn't happen in a specified time. The second limitation is heat exchanger inside the turbine is mechanically impracticable. And third one, the moisture content of the steam inside the turbine is very high, so which is undesirable as it causes erosion on the turbine blades. So to overcome all these difficulties, so we use the regenerative technique of improving the thermal efficiency, that is regenerative feed water heating is achieved. So how do we achieve this regenerative feed water heating? So a small quantity of steam is bled out of the steam turbine casing, and then the steam is mixed with the condensate which comes out of the pump in the Rankine cycle, so that there is a heat exchange between the steam as well as the condensate. So let's look into the feed water heater. See, this is the open feed water heater that has appeared on your screen. So here the bled steam from the steam turbine is sent into the open feed water heater, and the condensate from the pump enters the open feed water heater. So both of them physically mixes inside the open feed water heater, then the hot condensate further goes into the boiler. So now here, after understanding open feed water heater, we have one more type of feed water heater, so that is closed type of feed water heater. Here we have the steam, bled steam coming out of the steam turbine, then the condensate flows into the feed water heater, but there is no physical mixing of steam and the condensate in this type of feed heater, because the condensate flows inside the tubes and the steam flows outside the tubes, so there is no physical mixing of steam and condensate in this type of feed heater. And the steam after condensation becomes condensate, and again it is added into a cycle. So such type of feed heater is called as closed feed water heater. So this is the line diagram which shows it very clearly, the feed water which is flowing inside the tubes and the extracted steam from the steam turbine flowing outside the tubes gets condensed, and again condensate is pumped back into the cycle. So this type of feed water heater is called as closed feed water heater. Now let's look into the usage of these feed water heaters in the Rankine cycle. So that is the regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater. So usage of open feed water heater we'll see now. So this is the schematic diagram which shows the usage of open feed water heater. See here, the steam which is coming out of the steam turbine, boiler, enters the steam turbine here. So it undergoes expansion from state 1 to state 2 inside the steam turbine. State 1 to state 2. At state 2 exactly we bleed the steam of m kg at pressure P2, and we send it into the open feed water heater. So the remaining steam, that is 1 minus m kg, will further expand inside the steam turbine in the next stages until state 3, that is 1 minus m kg comes out of the steam turbine. Then it enters the condenser, so it undergoes condensation inside the condenser and comes out at state 4. So this condensate at state 4 enters the pump. So the pump pumps the condensate at state 5 against pressure P2 in the open feed water heater, so wherein the steam as well as the condensate both physically mixes each other. Then the hot condensate comes out, then pump 2 pumps the condensate against the boiler pressure, so inside the boiler heating takes place and again the steam comes out at state 1. So this is the usage of open feed water heater in Rankine cycle to improve the thermal efficiency. The next we will see a line diagram which can be used for representing the same cycle. So this is the line diagram that we can see on the screen. So here this is the boiler, state 1 it is coming out. So 1 to 2 it undergoes expansion in stage 1. So at point 2 we draw m kg of steam or bleed m kg of steam, and remaining 1 minus m is expanding in turbine stage 2. So 1 minus m comes out of turbine stage 2 producing WT amount of work. So then it enters the condenser. So after condensation it comes out at state 4. Then we have a pump to pump the condensate into the open feed water heater, so against pressure P2. So then again the both steam as well as condensate physically mixes each other in the open feed water heater. Then they comes out at state 6 entering pump 2. So at state 7 it again enters the boiler. So inside the boiler, after absorbing Q1 amount of heat energy, it comes out at state 1. So this is the line diagram for regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater, and this is usage of open feed water heater. Now let's look into the usage of closed feed water heater in Rankine cycle for its improvement. So this is the schematic diagram arrangement, so which shows the usage of closed feed water heater. Here I'm sorry for that. So this is the closed feed water heater that you are observing. So here the steam from the boiler enters the steam turbine. A small quantity of steam is bled out of that, and the remaining steam was expanded inside the steam turbine. This is condenser and this is the pump, and it enters the closed feed water heater, so wherein it is undergoing heat exchange operation inside the steam that is feed water heater, but the condensate is flowing inside the tubes as we have discussed in the previous slide, and steam from the steam turbine, bled steam, is flowing outside the tubes and it gets condensed. Again it is pumped back into the circuit. So there is a mixing chamber for both the condensate as well as the feed water, both gets mixed here, and again it is sent into the boiler, so wherein steam is produced back. So this is schematic diagram. So now the same can be represented on a line diagram. So here we have the line diagram, so wherein this is the boiler, and state 1 we are receiving the steam, and 1 to 2 is the turbine stage 1 expansion. Then at point 2 we are drawing m kg out of 1 kg of steam for sending it into the closed feed water heater. So 1 minus m expands in further stages of the turbine. So 1 minus m again enters the condenser, so gets condensed. So then pump pumps this condensate in a closed feed water heater. So then again the whatever the steam was bled here, so after transferring its heat energy to the condensate which is flowing inside the tubes, it gets condensed, and the condensate is again pumped back into the cycle. So then the preheated feed water again enters the boiler, thus the cycle repeats. So this is about the closed feed water heater and its usage in the Rankine cycle. Let's now understand in detail about the regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater. So this is the most important question for exams. So they will ask us to write the explanation of working of regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater. So we need to concentrate much on this concept. So it's a theory question that students need to write the answer for this. So now here let's again look into the line diagram for open feed water heater. So we have discussed in the previous slide. So after that let's look into the TS diagram for the same regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater. So if you want to understand the TS diagram for this schematic diagram, initially the steam at state 1 enters the steam turbine. The mass is 1 kg here. So after 1 to 2 it undergoes expansion, producing WT1, we can say WT1, we can say that is turbine stage 1 work produced. So at state 2 we are drawing m kg of steam out of this turbine at pressure P2. So then after that the remaining steam quantity, that is 1 minus m kg, further expands between 2 and 3, that is producing WT2 in turbine stage 2. So after 3 the working fluid, that is steam, enters the condenser, so wherein the pressure is P3 and mass of the steam is 1 minus m kg. It undergoes condensation at constant pressure by rejecting Q2 amount of heat energy into atmosphere. Then the condensate at state 4 comes out, but it is saturated liquid, so that's the reason state 4 is represented on saturated vapor line. So here from 4 the condensate enters the pump. So inside the pump we are supplying WP1 power into the cycle, and the condensate comes out at state 5, but the quantity of the steam is 1 minus m kg only. So 1 minus m kg enters the open feed water heater, so wherein m kg had come from the bleeding of steam from the steam turbine here at pressure P2. The pressure is P2 here. The same pressure P2 exists in the open feed water heater, and pump 1 is working against this P2. Means here 1 minus m kg of steam enters the open feed water heater at state 5, and m kg enters from here, that is 1 minus m plus m. So both gets mixed inside the open feed water heater, so minus m plus m cancels, so again we are getting 1 kg at the outlet of open feed water heater. So that 1 kg comes out at state 6 on TS diagram, but it's a saturated liquid. So the condensate at 6th state enters the pump 2, so wherein it is pumped at state 7 into the boiler. So we start adding heat energy from state 7 into the boiler as it is appearing in the schematic diagram. So 7 to 1 is boiler heating. So 7 to 1 we are adding heat energy in the boiler at pressure P1. After understanding TS diagram, let's look into the enthalpy entropy diagram, that is representation of regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater on the molar chart, that is enthalpy entropy diagram. So here the steam is entering the turbine at state 1. At state 1 here, state 1 should be marked here. So from 1 to 2 it is undergoing expansion, so producing WT1. So 2 to 3, after 2 I am extracting m kg of steam or bleeding m kg of steam from the steam turbine and sending it into the open feed water heater as we have seen in the schematic diagram. After that the 2 to 3 is further expansion in the remaining stages of the turbine. So after 3 it is at pressure P3, it is undergoing condensation. So it undergoes condensation. So then 4th is a saturated liquid condition. So 4 to 5, so we are supplying pump work, that is pump 1 work WP1 is supplied here. So 5 to 6 is open feed water heating, then 6 to 7 pump 2, the workup of pump 2, this is here. So 7 to 1, so we are adding it, we are heating into the boiler, so till state 1. So 7 to 1 is boiler heating. So on this vapor dome, this is the saturated liquid line and this is saturated vapor line that we know from our previous discussions. So this is the HS diagram of this plant. So now after looking into schematic diagram, this is schematic diagram of regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater, and again we have TS diagram and HS diagram, we understood this. Then both diagrams are very very important for solving the numericals on this concept. So here further let's write down the process names for this open feed water heater regenerative Rankine cycle 1 to 2. What is the 1 to 2? 1 to 2 is the process happening in stage 1, so that is isentropic expansion of the steam in stage 1. Next further second step is a fraction of total flow, that is m kg is extracted, total flow is 1 kg, so 1 kg is flowing into the turbine. So out of this 1 kg here, 1 kg is entering here, so m kg is drawn, a fraction of m kg is drawn out of this to send it into the filter, but its pressure is P2. So then process 2 to 3 is isentropic expansion in stage 2, that is only 1 minus m kg expands inside the steam turbine. So that can be seen here. We have full 1 kg expansion in the turbine stages 1, and stage 2 after extraction of m kg, 1 minus m kg only will expand in turbine stage 2. So because of that the total turbine work, that is WT1 plus WT2 is produced. So that is the process 3 to 4, next process 3 to 4 is condensation. So 3 to 4 condensation is happening, so that we have already discussed. So this is 3 to 4. So after that we have process 4 to 5, pumping to the extraction pressure. So pumping against the extraction pressure, so pump 1 work it is. So 4 to 5 is pump 1 work. So this pump is pumping the condensate into open feed water heater, so against the pressure P2, because the pressure inside the feed water heater is equal to the pressure of the steam which is bled from the steam turbine casing. So therefore against the extraction pressure the pump 1 will work. So then 5 to 6 is feed water heating. So 5 to 6 in the schematic diagram, so if you observe, it is feed water heating here. So against after 6, process 6 to 7 is pumping to the boiler pressure. So pumping of condensate, hot condensate which is coming out at 6 from the open feed water heater, it is pumped into the boiler. So 7 to 1 we know, state 7 to 1, it is 7 to 1, the process is inside the boiler, so it is boiler heating process. So next process is 7 to 1, boiler heating. So these are the all process names we must remember for our better understanding. Now let's look into the effects because of regenerative feed water heating. So here if we observe in TS diagram, if there is no regeneration, then the temperature of heat addition into the cycle is between 5, that is state 5 and state A. So this would be the temperature at which we would add the heat energy. But so because of regeneration, that is feed water heating, the temperature that we add heat energy to the condensate inside the boiler, it increases to T7 here. That is T7 is the temperature at which we start adding heat energy inside the boiler. This is all because of regeneration technique adopted to improve the efficiency of the Rankine cycle. So we know if we increase the temperature of heat addition, efficiency increases. So that is the benefit of regenerative cycle. Then again here amount of energy to vaporize and superheat the steam would also be reduced. So that is, so how the fuel is reduced. See, earlier we were before regeneration we were starting to heat the water inside the boiler from temperature 5. So from temperature 5, so we were starting. Now we are starting, because of regeneration we are starting heating process from T7. So this is the temperature difference that we are obtaining because of regeneration. So we are not firing any fuel to increase the temperature from T5 to T7. So that is the quantity of fuel that we saved inside the boiler. So then again further we have the less work development inside the turbine, since part of the steam is bled at pressure P2 from the steam turbine, so only 1 minus m kg expands in the second stage of the turbine, so there is a less work development, but there is an increase in the thermal efficiency because of regeneration. Now let's look into the thermal efficiency of this regenerative Rankine cycle with open feed water heater. So thermal efficiency, we know it is nothing but the net work upon heat supplied. So the net work includes turbine work minus pump work. So if you want to calculate the turbine work, so as we have already seen in the schematic diagram, so turbine work is the sum of turbine work generated in the first stage plus the turbine work generated in the second stage. So that is turbine work is the Wt is equal to Wt1 plus Wt2. So after this we have the turbine work in terms of enthalpies. So we have already discussed. So Wt1 is produced during 1 to 2 process. So that is H1 minus H2 will give you, but the quantity of steam expanded during 1 to 2 process is 1 kg. So I am multiplying that 1 with H1 minus H2 plus the remaining stage, that is Wt2. During that stage or process 2 to 3, the quantity of steam is 1 minus m kg. So I am multiplying that factor 1 minus m with H2 minus H3. Now regarding pump work we are neglecting it because it's considered as very small work. So Wp we can take it as a 0. Heat supplied. So heat supplied is we are supplying the heat energy into in the boiler. So where the process is between 7 and 1, that is higher enthalpy is H1 minus HF7. So again pump work is negligible here. So HF7 is equal to HF6. So this concept, so we substitute into the steps, that is heat supplied is H1 minus HF7, which is almost equal to H1 minus HF6 as the pump work is negligible here. So if you substitute all these values in the thermal efficiency expression, so thermal efficiency is given by this formula. So now here if we consider the pump works, so if pump works are considered, the pump work for the pump 1 is given by V4 into P5 minus P4. See, pump 1 is working between 4 and 5 here. Pump 1 is working between 4 and 5 in the schematic diagram. So here the inlet specific volume is Vf4 or simply V4, and higher pressure is P5 and lower pressure is P4. So we know this formula has been already used in numericals. So this is the V4 into P5 minus P4. Similarly, pump 2 is operating between the process 6 to 7. So inlet specific volume is V6 into the higher pressure is P7, lower pressure is P6, that is V6 into P7 minus P6 is the pump work expression for second pump. So it is mentioned on the screen. Now let's derive a formula to calculate the mass of steam bled at state 2 at pressure P2. So how to calculate it? So let's understand about that. So that is to find the mass of the steam bled, that is M to the feed water heater. So just I have taken this image from the schematic diagram. So if you look into the schematic diagram, the feed water heater is surrounded by 3 parameters. So two inlets, these are 2 inlets, this is 1 exit. So if we do the energy balance, again just let's have a quick review here. So here open feed water heater is surrounded by, this is steam inlet, and here condensate inlet, and condensate is going out. So this is M into H2, energy is going inside here. Here 1 minus M into HF5 is going inside, and here 1 minus m plus m, so both cancels. 1 kg into HF6 is coming out of this. So this diagram is shown on the next slide. So here we have shown the same diagram with energy values mentioned. So here m into, that is m kg is entering at pressure P2 with enthalpy H2 into the feed water heater, and 1 minus m kg of condensate is coming from the pump with an enthalpy HF5, and 1 minus m plus m, both after mixing 1 minus m plus m, after mixing both m cancels. 1 kg at with enthalpy HF6 it is coming out. So to calculate the value of m, that is mass of the steam bled, so we apply the energy balance, that is first law of thermodynamics, to feed water heater. It's a device we can apply. So here m into H2 plus, that means these two are inlet enthalpy, inlet energy values, that is m into H2 plus 1 minus m into HF5, so which is equal to m plus 1 minus m HF6. So after that, m into H2, I opened the bracket, this bracket I have opened, HF5, m into HF5 is equal to, so plus m minus m have cancelled, HF6 has remained on the RHS. So taking m common, H2 minus HF5 is equal to, shifting HF5 on other side, HF6 minus HF5 we got. So finally writing the expression for m is HF6 minus HF5 divided by H2 minus HF5. So we will use this formula for solving the problems, and this concept is very important to calculate the mass of blood stream in the numericals on regenerative feed water heating Rankine cycle. Now let's understand about regenerative Rankine cycle with two open feed water heaters. So the earlier discussion was on only one feed water heater, that was also open type. Now two open feed water heaters. Let's look into the schematic diagram for the concept. So here we have a boiler, and 1 kg of steam is taken out of the boiler, and it enters the stage 1 of the steam turbine. 1 to 2 it undergoes expansion. At 2 I am taking m1 kg of steam at pressure P2. Then 2 to 3 it undergoes expansion. At point 3 again I am drawing m2 kg of steam for another feed water heater. So 3 to 4 it undergoes expansion in stage 3. So the remaining steam is 1 minus m1 minus m2 is flowing into the condenser. 4 to 5 it undergoes condensation. So from 5 we use pump 1 to pump the condensate at state 6 into the feed water heater 2. So wherein the m2 and the condensate 1 minus m1 minus m2 both gets mixed together, and the condensate at state 7 comes out of the feed water 2. So wherein we operate one more pump to pump the condensate against the pressure P2 into the feed water heater 1. So wherein 1 minus m1 plus m1 both mixes together in feed heater water 1, and the condensate at state 9 comes out. So then it enters the pump 3, so which pumps the condensate against the boiler pressure into the boiler. So from 10 to 1 again boiler heating takes place. So thus the cycle gets completed. So this is the schematic diagram for regenerative Rankine cycle with two open feed water heaters. So here we have feed water heater 1 and feed water heater 2. So let's look into the temperature entropy diagram for this problem, for this concept. So here we have at state 1 the steam enters the steam turbine. 1 to 2 it undergoes expansion in the stage 1 producing WT1. 2 to 3 it undergoes expansion in stage 2 producing WT2. 3 to 4 it undergoes expansion producing WT3. So if you look into the mass of the steam expanding inside the each stage, so first stage 1 to 2 the mass of the steam is 1 kg. So after that I am drawing m1 kg out of this at pressure P2. So the remaining steam is only 1 minus m1 kg, so which is expanding between 2 and 3 here. So after 3, so I am drawing m2 kg of steam again for feed water heater 2. Then the steam at state 3 with mass 1 minus m1 minus m2 kg will expand between 3 and 4 producing WT3. Then finally the steam at condition 4 at pressure P4 it comes out and undergoes condensation inside the condenser. So it comes out at state 5. So then it enters pump 1 now. So we add WP1 between 5 and 6. So 6 to 7 it's feed water heating. Then again 7 to 8 that is pump work 2 addition. So 8 to 9 feed water heater 1. Then 9 to 10 again pumping with WP3. So 10 to 1 it is boiler heating. The cycle gets completed. This is about the TS diagram. So now let's understand HS diagram. So here the steam at state 1 enters the turbine. 1 to 2 it undergoes expansion, that is producing WT1 here. So after 2 I am drawing m1 kg of steam for feed water heater. So remaining steam, that is 1 minus m1 kg, expands between 2 and 3. So at the end of 3 I am drawing m2 kg again at pressure P3 producing WT2. So then again the steam at state 3 enters the third stage and expands till P4. Then 1 minus m1 minus m2 kg of steam undergoes condensation between 4 and 5. So 5 to 6 again pump 1 work, 6 to 7 feed water heating. So 7 to 8 again pump work, so 8 to 9 feed water heating. So 9 to 10 here, 9 to 10 again pumping work. So 10 to 1, that is 1 kg of steam gets heated in the boiler. Please note down, pressure is decreasing, varying from P1 to P2, P2 to P3, P3 to P4. And remember about the mass of the steam, which is changing as we bleed it from the during the process. So pump 1 is operating between 5 and 6, that is pump 1 is operating between 5 and 6, but the pressure is P3 and P4. See, the pump 1 is operating between 5 and 6. The inlet specific volume is V5 here, but the pressure, so it is working against higher pressure P3 and lower pressure P4, that is we have written the formula. So then again if you look into next the pump work 2, so pump 2 is operating between 7 and 8 here. Then again the pressure are P2 and P3. The higher pressure is P2 here in this line. So then again lower pressure is P3 from the feed water heater 2. So the inlet specific volume is V7 here for this pump. So therefore, so we can write this expression, that is V7 into P2 minus P3. So then again pump work 3 is, so pump 3 is operating between 9 and 10 here, between 9 and 10. The inlet specific volume is V9, but this pump is operating between the pressure P1 and P2, pressure P1 and P2. So that is the reason we have written this formula V9 into P1 minus P2. Now let's look into the thermal efficiency expression for this cycle. So we know the thermal efficiency includes the turbine work, pump work as well as heat supplied expressions. So if you look into the turbine work, so there are 3 turbine stages as we have already observed in this cycle. So that is Wt is Wt1 plus Wt2 plus Wt3. These are the 3 turbine stages. So here we have the same expressions, and we know Wt1 is produced between 1 to 2, that is H1 minus H2 with mass 1 kg, and 2 to 3, that is H2 minus H3 with the mass 1 minus M1 kg, and so on. So we can continue our further discussion, and we write the expression for these turbine works. That is turbine work, this is the turbine Wt1, and here 1 minus M1 H2 minus H3 is Wt2, 1 minus M1 minus M2 H3 minus H4 is Wt3. So further pump work, here we have 3 pumps in this cycle totally. So this is Wp1, so we are sending work into the cycle, and Wp2, and this is here Wp3. So the total pump work input to the cycle is the algebraic sum of all the 3 pump works, that is Wp1 plus Wp2 plus Wp3. So again we are writing the expression for this also.